Hi, everyone. Welcome to the UCLA Global Internship Program info session. We're excited to have you here today to discuss a little bit more about program opportunities to intern abroad while you're at UCLA. So my name is Andrew Bottom, and I'm the Associate Director for the UCLA Global Internship Program here on campus. And I'll throw it over to my colleague, Anna.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Anna Arellano, and I'm the coordinator for the Global Internship Program here at UCLA.
And we are your Global Internship Program team. So if you are planning or interested in applying for the UCLA Global Internship Program, we're happy to assist you with any needs that you might have, whether it's advising, whether it's in the pre-departure, while you're on site. We're always here to support our students while they are either thinking or on our programs. But we are a part of a larger office. We're a part of the International Education Office here on campus. We're located in Murphy Hall, and we're basically your one-stop shop for anything study abroad related. So if you're interested in speaking with an advisor, a coordinator, or study abroad returnee, we're here to support you through that journey. We have various programs that we lead, including faculty-led programs, which is called our UCLA Travel Study. We have UCEAP, which is the UC system-wide education abroad program as well. And so we have advisors for each of these different programs that are happy to speak with you, assist you in navigating, the application processes, figuring out what program might be best for you, as well as various scholarship opportunities as well with our office. So we hope that you touch base when you have an opportunity, and we are here to support you throughout your time at UCLA. So on today's agenda, we're going to discuss more about the Global Internship Program. We'll talk about discussing why you might be interested in interning abroad. We'll give you an overview of our Global Internship Program. Then we'll move on to talk about the application, selection, and placement process, discuss the program locations for summer 2024, as well as program funding options. All right, so why might you want to intern abroad? It's a big question a lot of students will ask when they're thinking about this program and why they might want to apply or to intern abroad. So we have 5 big reasons. I mean, there's probably more than 5. We have 5 main reasons we think you might be interested in interning abroad. So one is, again, a competitive edge in the job market. Obviously, the job market is global nowadays. It's a great opportunity to increase your industry knowledge, your skills, your transferable skills you can go on to other jobs with. So really having a competitive edge in the job market is a great opportunity through this program. As I mentioned in number 2 and 3, this program provides you real life experiences in an organization or a company abroad. And so you're really going to increase that knowledge of your specific career field that you're interested in going into after graduation. It will assist you with a lot of transferable skills that will be good in any job that you might want to do in the future, whether it's within your specific career field or in a different career field. You also have an opportunity to network with your fellow colleagues on the program, as well as at your work site and with your managers and with your coworkers. So it's really a great opportunity for global networking. And then on this program as well, you have the opportunity to take academic coursework so you can make progress towards your degree. And with that being said, let's move over to a little overview of the Global Internship Program, and I will throw it to Anna.
Thank you, Andrew. So the Global Internship Program, at a glance, this is a summer-only program, and it's available from mid-June to mid-August. The program itself extends for a total of 10 weeks. Students will be interning, whether it be in person abroad or virtually, for 8 weeks. And concurrently, they would be enrolling in an online course. This would be the mandatory internship course. And this course extends for a total of 10 weeks, and it follows the Summer Session 8 course at UCLA. So the coursework itself, all students on the Global Internship Program are required to enroll in a 185 internship course. This is mandatory, and students will earn a total of 4 units. Additionally, students can opt in for a CSC 130 course. It's an intercultural communication in the global workplace. So it's a really good opportunity to kind of get that hands-on of how to communicate within different cultures and just kind of get those meetings settled. It's a really, really good opportunity. And for this course, you would be earning an additional 4 units. Like I mentioned, this one's optional, and I'll discuss a little bit more about for our financial aid students how this course you would need to be enrolled in it. Our Global Internship Program itself, it's an academic only program, as Andrew was mentioning. This is a non-paid internship, and we do offer in-country and virtual options. So it's a good variety of depending on what your interests are, your goals. For our interns who hope to go abroad and intern in country, you would be interning approximately 32 hours per week. For our students conducting virtual internships, you would be interning within a 20 to 30 hour per week range. So this year, we do have a couple of ways that our students can find or browse through our global internship programs. We do have a grand variety. And the first way students can do so is browsing through our 15 career sectors. So if you're interested in doing advertising, for example, government agencies, journalism and media, perhaps urban planning, this is a good way to kind of narrow down your possibilities. These career sectors are embedded within our UCLA academic tracks. So we have 8 UCLA academic tracks, and these are established within UCLA partnerships. And the reason we have these academic tracks is for that 195 mandatory internship course that you must be enrolled in. So depending on the track, that determines the 195 internship course that you would be enrolling. So for example, if you're in the political science track, you'll be enrolling in the political science internship course. And we'll touch a little bit more about this later in the presentation. So the eligibility for the Global Internship Program, all students must have a minimum of a 3.0 GPA and have 90 units by spring 2024. So this is before the start of the program. These 90 units can include AP or transfer units. I just want to make sure that you have them prior to your departure. There are certain academic tracks that have course prerequisites and majors and minors. Each of our individual programs, if they do have a course prerequisite, language prerequisite, or if they're open to certain majors and minors, that would be established within the program page itself. So I strongly encourage you to check out the eligibility tab just prior, just to make sure that that track is something that you would be eligible for. And we'll dive into a little bit that when we go over our programs as well. I do want to emphasize that there are some programs that students must have some sort of language, Spanish familiarity, and that's just depending on the type of placements that have. So just want to briefly mention this here. It could be a requirement for certain programs. Pass it on back to Andrew.
All right, thank you, Anna. So now we'll talk a little bit about the selection and placement process for the program. So to do that, we have a handy dandy video that we've made. We've posted on our website as well, so you'll have an opportunity to review this later on. So I will let the video do the talking.
The UCLA Global Internship Program. Placement process and timeline. The Global Internship Program offers UCLA students the opportunity to gain a competitive edge in the job market with an 8-week international summer internship. Students receive direct UCLA credit and secure an internship based on their academic, professional, and personal goals. After an application is submitted, the student will interview with our program partners in the host country to assess their qualifications, experience, goals, and discuss possible internship placements. In January, after an extensive review, students are notified of their application status. If accepted, they must submit a non-refundable $300 deposit to secure their spot on the program. In February, students must pay the full program fee or submit a financial aid agreement form. This payment is used to finalize and secure all program logistics, such as housing. This is also the last chance to withdraw from the program without any additional financial penalty. Starting in April and moving into early June, the internship placement process will occur. Our program partners will arrange interviews with local organizations and companies based on each student's individual goals. Students will interview with one host company at a time. Ongoing interviews will continue with prospective internship site managers until there is a match between both the student and the host company. We guarantee all students an international internship placement. Visit ieo.ucla.edu/global-internships to view our programs, dates and deadlines, funding resources, and more.
So hopefully that video gave you just a general overview of the application process. We'll talk a little bit more in depth here. But the idea is the process does take quite a while, and so we hope that you prepare in advance. And so that's why we wanted to go over some of the information with you today. So the application itself provides a lot of biographical information that you'll be including, but you'll also need to prepare in advance a couple documents, which are a resume and a statement of purpose. So your resume, you'll want to make sure it's as up-to-date as possible at time of applying. Take time to spell check, grammar check, make sure that it's up-to-date with anything that's relevant towards an internship placement in your career field. We understand that, a lot of times students are applying for the first time for an internship in their specific, career field. Maybe you've had a lot of on-campus jobs that maybe aren't as relevant to, let's say, doing something in the field of political science or in economics. That's okay. There's still a lot of transferable skills. So just trying to include anything that you can, even student clubs or leadership positions that provide just our managers, our on-site managers, a little bit more information about who you are and the skills that you might bring with you. There's also a document called the Statement of Purpose. When you're in the application itself, you'll be able to download this document and you'll be able to write about a little bit about yourself so that our on-site partners and the on-site managers have a little bit more information about who you are. So you'll have a quick personal introduction. You'll discuss why you're interested in that particular location or conducting a virtual internship. You can also discuss your career goals and why you should be selected for the program. So the idea is with your resume and your statement of purpose is it provides our on-site partners, who are the ones who are placing you at the internship sites, as well as the internship site managers who will be interviewing you, a little more information about who you are, and so that they can select you, to be interviewed and eventually, hopefully, for an internship. The application itself for the Global Internship Program will be opening up shortly, October 23rd through November 27th. So again, as we discussed in the video, once you apply, the next step is to go and do that advising session with our on-site partners. And so we do encourage you to apply as soon as possible, so you can do that second step of the application process, sooner than later, so that you're not bumping up against finals in December. You can find more information about the application as well as the program on our website at ieo.ucla.edu/global internships. And now we have the exciting part of the presentation. We'll discuss a little bit more about the different programs that we have available. So, as Anna was mentioning, based on both career fields and academic tracks are the way that you can search for programs. In the next couple slides, we're going to focus specifically on the academic tracks. The reason that we're discussing the academic tracks is that, again, based on the mandatory course that you're taking, will depend on what specific academic track that you will be taking. So we'll be discussing here first, communication. So if you're interested in communication and conducting an internship in the career sectors such as advertising, marketing, public relations, international business, journalism and media, and law, you would probably be applying through possibly communications. So the locations that are available for communications students would be Berlin, which has just law placements only, Bogota, Buenos Aires, Cape Town, Prague, Singapore, and virtual opportunities. You'll notice that in Bogota and Buenos Aires, you'll see this on a couple slides here moving forward. There are some basic Spanish level skills required for some placements if you are interacting with community members, but please note, technically for all of our locations, except for our global health locations, which Anna will talk about a little bit later, all our locations, you are guaranteed an English-speaking supervisor. So in the case of Bogota and Buenos Aires, just note that certain placements, it would be advantageous to have some Spanish-speaking skills. But we've had a lot of students who don't speak Spanish who have still been able to be placed at an English-speaking internship site. So again, before we go into all the programs, you'll notice at the bottom we'll show the eligibility. So in this case, it's open to all majors and minors, as well as the coursework. So again, a mandatory COM 195 course, as well as CASC 130 optional course, and no prerequisites for communication. So you could be a non-com major and still participate in the program. For economics, we have locations in Berlin and Prague. For economics, on our career sectors fields, we just say economics. However, really within that, you can do internships at locations such as consulting firms, corporations, investment banking firms, government agencies, litigation consulting firms. So a lot of different great opportunities. Economics does have quite a few course prerequisites. You'll see here below. You need to be an economics major or pre-major to be eligible for the program. Economics is unique in that in addition to the mandatory 195C course, you are eligible to take either the CESC 130 optional course or the Econ 199A course. Just please note that Econ 199A does require that you get permission from a ladder faculty to work with them on that course and on your research project. So it takes a couple extra steps to get approved for that course. But that course will apply towards the economics major requirements. Education, this course does academic sector does allow you to conduct internships in Bali, Bogota, and Cape Town, focusing on advocacy groups, human rights, social justice, education, NGOs, and nonprofits. You must be education major or minor. There's an Education 180 course that's prerequisite, and you'll see below the courses that are included for this program, as well as engineering. We have Bali, Berlin, Osaka, and Kyoto, and virtual as your locations. Similar to economics, engineering has a lot of different subfields. So just note that for engineering, when you go to our program web pages, if you look at Bali, Berlin, Osaka, and Kyoto, or virtual, you'll see the different areas of engineering that are most popular or most opportunities in those sectors. So you could do something like AI, computer science, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, a lot of different fields, of course. So just note, we highly suggest that you look at the program website to learn more about the opportunities in each location. They're all very unique and have different opportunities. You must be an engineering major or minor, but there are no course prerequisites for this engineering program. And moving forward, I'll hand it over to Anna to discuss the other 4 academic tracks.
Thank you, Andrew. So we'll get started with our global affairs track. So within global affairs, we have the following career sectors. There are advocacy groups, human rights, social justice. We have education, global health, law, NGOs and nonprofits, something you're interested in, social work, as well as sustainability. So all these career sectors can be embedded within these locations, which include Bali, Bogota, Buenos Aires, Cape Town, Prague, Singapore, as well as virtual. As Andrew was mentioning, that little asterisk indicates that there's some level of Spanish that is required for specific placements. I do want to emphasize that if you do not have intermediate or perhaps any Spanish, that does not hinder you from applying. Please go ahead and apply if that's something you're interested in. The placement is what dictates whether the level of Spanish that would be required. So it's just something that if you're considering. So within global affairs, it is open to all UCLA majors and minors, as well as there are no prerequisites. If you are interested in the global affairs track, you would be enrolling in International Area Studies 195 CE. This is a mandatory course which will be earning you 4 units. For our International Institute majors, you will need to petition with the program chair if you want to satisfy an elective with this internship course. If you choose to enroll in the CSC 130 course, for our global studies majors and minors, they can satisfy the culture and society upper division pillar. For international and area studies majors, this would satisfy the international societies and cultures category. And finally, we have our international development studies majors, which this could apply for the regional and disciplinary elective in the major. However, this must be with petition only, but a lot of opportunities to satisfy degree requirements within the global affairs track. Next, we have our global health track. This is located only in La Paz, Bolivia, and Oaxaca, Mexico. As Andrew was mentioning, this program requires less intermediate levels of Spanish. The reason for this program that requires Spanish is because you will be conducting clinical and hospital rotations. So you will be interacting with physicians, you would be interacting with the communities, and within this community, there is that Spanish-speaking community. So you would need to have that interaction within the physicians. On this program as well, you would be taking a Spanish course in which you would be getting more familiar with the medical terms. So for our students, for example, that grew up speaking Spanish like myself, there are still perhaps some medical terms that you may not be familiar with. So this program would help you make sure that when you are doing those clinical rotations, that you have that understanding of that medical language. Possible clinical or hospital rotations within La Paz, Bolivia, or Oaxaca, Mexico, that can include child health, that can include indigenous health, that can include maternal reproductive health or primary healthcare. So a lot of great opportunities within Mexico and Bolivia. Our global health program is open to all UCLA majors and minors, and there are no prerequisites. So if you are interested in clinical rotations, this is a program for you. Similar to our global affairs students, our global affairs track, you would be enrolling in International Area Studies 195 CE. This is a mandatory course, and once again, you can petition to have this course satisfy an elective. For the CSC 130 course, if you're interested in enrolling in it, for our global studies majors and minors, and once again, it would satisfy the cultural and society upper division pillar. Our international area studies majors, it will satisfy the international societies and cultures category. And similar to a global affairs track as well, the international development studies majors, this could be applied towards a regional or disciplinary elective. So next we have our political science track. So career sectors within the political science track include advocacy groups, they include law, they include NGOs and nonprofits, as well as sustainability and social work. All these career sectors can be distributed among the following locations, which are Bali, Berlin, Bogota, Buenos Aires, Cape Town, Prague, Singapore, and virtual. So it's a lot of great opportunities, a lot of good variety. The political science program is open to all UCLA majors or minors, and there are no prerequisites to enroll in this program. You would be enrolling in the Political Science 195 CE course. And for political science majors, the internship course can satisfy one upper division elective. So it's a really good opportunity to satisfy that requirement. And the CSC 130 course, once again, is an optional opportunity on the political science track. Finally, we have our public affairs track, and this program offers locations in Bali, Berlin, Bogota, Buenos Aires, Cape Town, Prague, Singapore, and virtual. So all the locations that we do have within the Global Internship Program. And career sectors within public affairs are government agencies, NGOs and nonprofits, social work, as well as urban planning, though there are some limited capacity for placements there. Our public affairs program is open to public affairs majors or department majors only. However, there are no prerequisites. Our public affairs track offers a public affairs 195 CE mandatory course for 4 units. And for our public affairs majors, this does not satisfy a requirement along with the CSC 130 course. It's an optional. So program funding options, we hope you captured your attention so far to be interested in these programs. So how can we fund these programs? Make sure that you're able to successfully partake in an internship abroad. So when it comes to financial aid, if you are eligible for the program for financial aid and continue to be eligible for financial aid, you can use your UCLA financial aid to cover up to the total cost of your global internship program. A financial aid package does include scholarship, grants, and loans. So how much you decide to accept in that aid determines how much you would pay out of pocket for your program. So just a very quick example, let's say your total program cost is $12,000. You receive $6,000 in grants and $6,000 in loans, and you decide not to accept the $6,000 in loans, then you would be responsible for paying that remaining $6,000 balance. So just to get a good sense of what you don't accept, you would be responsible for separately from your financial aid. In order to apply for financial aid, students will need to complete FAFSA or the DREAM Act by the priority deadline. When you are submitting your application, you would be asked if you intend to use financial aid to cover the cost of the program. Please make sure you're indicating yes or no as appropriate. Whether or not you indicate yes or no, that would prompt some further information in order to qualify for that financial aid and have that package towards your program. So just make sure you're answering when you are submitting your application. For financial aid, I mentioned earlier that the optional course would be a requirement for those seeking financial aid. So in order to be eligible for financial aid, students must be enrolled in 8 units. So if you are interested in financial aid covering the cost of your program, you would need to enroll in that 195 mandatory internship course, along with the optional CSC 130 course. For financial aid recipients, the CSC 130 course would not be optional. It is a requirement to receive that financial aid. So for financial aid, scholarships is also part of that financial aid package. And there are many scholarships out there that we strongly encourage you to apply to. Many times scholarships are under applied to. I am not saying that guarantees you a scholarship, but that does increase your likelihood of perhaps being a recipient of one of these scholarships. Within our office, we offer the IEO Global Internship Scholarship, which can earn you up to $3,000 of the cost of your program. For those students enrolling in 195 CE course, which of course is program department dependent, there is a CCE internship scholarship. We have the Congressman's scholarship that can earn up to $1,000 for our public affairs students, our Kramer and Sierbert, as well as middle income. So there's a lot of scholarships that are dependent on income, merit, identities. We also have external and federal scholarships. So all that's located within our IEO webpage under scholarships and finances. I do want to point out as well that during GLOW, we will be having financial aid and scholarship specific info sessions. So today, if you're interested in speaking more about scholarships for studying abroad, we will be having a session. And on Thursday as well for this week, I believe we'll be reviewing for financial aid on study abroad. So check those out. It goes a little bit more in depth about what to expect for financial aid and what or may not be covered during that expense report. And I'll pass it back on to Andrew.
All right, so we just wanted to mention that I know there's a lot of information about the Global Internship Program as a whole, but we do have some location-specific sessions that are coming up where we'll have our on-site partners, which again are the folks who will be assisting with your actual internship placement, as well as taking care of you for your housing, any sort of health and safety needs while you're abroad, helping you navigate your new city. They will be presenting in conjunction with Anna and myself between October 23rd and November 9th. All of our location-specific sessions are currently advertised on our IEO calendar. So if you do go to ieo.ucla.edu/calendar, you can find those implement sessions there. We have a great quote here from one of our ambassadors that was on the Global Internship Program last year, Layla Wheeler. Layla said, "My internship coworkers and I fostered a deeper bond that extended beyond the workplace, which transformed work into a welcoming, fun atmosphere they looked forward to going to every day. Also, having the opportunity to interact with the community was such a fruitful and a rewarding experience." And I do want to mention that you will start to see more information coming out about our programs on our website shortly. I know that there are some updates to make. We've had some questions in the chat about different program locations. We are waiting for our new site to shortly here go live. And so once that's live, we'll have all that information there on our website for the new programs for summer 2024. A couple more quotes and testimonials. We had John Villalobos this last summer in Berlin doing an engineering program. John said, "My global internship experience has significantly influenced my future plans. It ignited a passion for working in diverse international settings. I now aspire to pursue a career that involves global collaboration, where I can leverage the skills and insights gained during this internship to make a meaningful impact on a global scale." And then we have Alejandro Jimenez, who went to Bogota in the Global Affairs track. Alejandro said, "I have a renewed understanding of the specific values and skills required for a line of work related to human rights and community development. My internship taught me to be focused on a capacity building and growth mindset, which is something that I had not embraced in the past, even in my previous internships and schoolwork." And so as we come here to a close shortly, we just want to mention again that Anna and myself are here to help support you throughout your application process. Anna is advising for the education, communication, global affairs, political science tracks, as well as if your major is not listed on any of our academic tracks, Anna is also your advisor. Myself, I will be advising for economics, engineering, global health, and public affairs. So feel free to find us on the IEO website. We're on the contact page. We'll show that in a second here, and you can reach out to us directly for a one-on-one advising appointment. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about our study abroad programs, whether it's global internships or other study abroad programs, feel free to scan the QR code on the screen, and we'll follow up with you with more information about upcoming, deadlines and application dates. As we mentioned, there's a lot of events throughout this entire week of GLOW. We will also be live by the Bruin Bear tomorrow, Wednesday, to present in person to discuss, with students at a tabling event. So if you have any questions from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we'll be there assisting, answering questions in person. And again, our office is located in Murphy Hall, 1332. We are also allowing for drop-in advising appointments too. So if you are interested in just getting a quick question answered, we have drop-in advising. Otherwise, Anna and myself are happy to do some one-on-one advising with you. So you can find our information under ieo.ucla.edu/contact. We're happy to meet with you there. Thank you all so much for joining us today. If there are any questions, we're going to stop the recording here, but if there's any questions that you have, feel free to put those in the chat and we will stay around a little bit longer to answer this.